Okay,
here we go, here's the big boys.
He's on a place on the grid. He's got that massive traction from Madrid. We know he's strong as well at end of races around here.
In terms of race pace, do you feel as though we can get a decent pack race today, or is there anybody that can take it right here?
It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. I mean, if they start all together, there's no mistake or anything that separates them early on. The race pace is very, very close. Or let's say the top 5, top 6. So I feel like we could get a really big fight. I feel like it's going to be, it's going to be a close race. The race is very quick. The low 59s, possibly some high 58s, and there's 5 or 6 guys that can do it. So it's going to be about managing the tires as well. We know that Silverstone here tire degradation is quite high. There's a lot of rear speed, low corners, with high rear speed. So let's see how they can manage that. We know that man there, one of the best last year doing this. He won the race, and you wouldn't bet against him for the sprint as well.
Well, race winner last year, fastest lap record this morning. I think what's extraordinary about what Aleix did is the fact that he's announced his retirement. Of course, he's going to go on to test for Honda, but in terms of full-time racing, and yet he still just puts it all out there. I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he just 100% goes for it, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's I was going to say surprise. It's not a surprise, but it's great to see. This man announced his retirement. He could just chill a little bit. Take his paycheck and just finish.
Sometimes you see that. Do you see that? Sort of down a little bit, not him.
To produce that kind of lap time, to produce new lap records, to produce pole positions against such a strong opposition.
Just setting the grid up for the main race.
Everything on the line, in every single corner.
Sprint race at 3 o'clock.
Every single corner. This track around here, it's fast, it's flowing. If you lose it in some places, you are going to get hurt. This man is taking the risk and he's bringing it home. I mean, it looks so good in the qualifying lap. The bike was planted, that new aero bike is working like a proper treat. So yeah, it's great to see that the motivation is obviously intact and is still really hungry for those results.
And certainly his teammate Maverick Vinales is just as motivated as Aleix Espargaro. He's a little bit further back on the grid, and we can hear Howard now. He's talking to Mike.
Maverick, Silverstone holds some great memories from your first ever MotoGP victory around here. The April's working well this weekend. Your race pace looks good. What do you expect here in the street?
Well, I expect to go in the race. Obviously, the feeling wasn't great on the quali. I don't know why I wasn't able to traction out of the corners, and I used just a lot on gas. But we are really focused on the job, and I think we can go. So we concentrate on trying also to understand for tomorrow, which is the best way to treat also the tires.
Soft tire today?
Yeah, of course.
Good luck.
Yeah, but you can do it. How big is like that? Just sometimes you just structure and then there's an absolute animal in the races.
Sun's starting to come out as well for the race, which is nice.
And kind of make mistakes early on as well.
3 minutes away from the start.
It's that kind of character. Today it's going to be
22 of them go crazy for 10 laps.
Because there's so many people with great race pace. But I think
afternoon for me, brother.
So, let's see how it gets on. It's all
Much Silverstone.
for him. It's going to be about the
Sprint lap's coming up in about 10 minutes time.
Great scene here at the British Grand Prix as we look at the Martinator, Jorge Martin.
This is obviously the MotoGP bikes.
Challenge for the championship back on track
British leg
this
of the
weekend. Now, he's
championship.
directly behind us here. Aleix Espargaro in pole position with Jorge behind. What does he need to do at the start?
Well,
as you see, that's the start finish, that's the grid.
So here the
final
pole position and fourth place is on the outside of the track for turn 1.
Should be good
but it's
for
not necessarily bad because turn one
And the
gear,
speed that they go around here,
it's
absolutely
quite fast
unbelievable.
corner, it's an open corner, third gear, and you can just like stay around the outside, carry that corner speed, and people in the inside can't like get stuck.
Safety cars just disappeared off down to the
lower
side
the corner speed in the middle of the corner. So could be a good place to be. It's going to be trying to follow Aleix Espargaro, hopefully getting a good start as well. For Martin though, he's going to be looking at Pecco Bagnaia. He needs to beat Pecco Bagnaia. He needs to stop the bleeding at the championship. And Bagnaia is on the run,
How are you, buddy?
scoring points, for so many races now. And obviously after that last race in Saxon-Ring, the mistake
Coming up on
that
3
Martin
PM in the
made,
UK.
lost all his points. 22 laps to go. He will want to redeem himself, so he's going to be fired up.
Yeah, there's another man here who's absolutely going to be fired up. Oh, the shot's just changed.
Go on,
as I
William,
said
get them
that.
burpees done, brother.
Looking at Alex Marquez, and now we're looking at Uranium. We're looking at Neo. It's Neo actually, back with Neo Bastianini, who's had a fantastic weekend so far. Now we're switching, that's Pecco. As Pecco comes onto the grid, leading the championship at the moment as well. What a great scene we've got here at Silverstone ahead of this sprint race, and in a minute we'll just talk about Brad Binder, who's the first of the KTMs. Here we go. Live here at Silverstone. The sun is shining, a few clouds in the sky, but there's a nice warmth about it and pretty good conditions today for a motorcycle race, Sylvain, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's great. The sun looks like he's trying to make his way onto the track. You still got that cold breeze though, and the Silverstone is like a layout. It's quite unique in the sense that you got those long fast corners.
I'll try and get onto the Reaper stream in a bit. I watched this race.
Not super long,
Obviously he's
but
doing the
you got
1,000
the
down.
straight, ready to straight, the hanger straight in the back, and every time you got that cold breeze, they cool down the tyres a little
When this
bit.
is
So
finished,
you're going to
we'll
have
jump into
to
that
be a little
stream.
bit careful on the left side of the tyre, especially. It's
Hello,
easy
mate.
to
Hope
lose,
you're well.
10, 15 degrees on that left side of the tyre, so you've got to be a little bit careful, especially in the initial lap.
Last few minutes and then the
Looking
race
at shots
starts.
there of Marc Marquez, who goes from seventh
Five
row,
minutes.
heads to the third row of the grid, and one row behind him is Jack Attack, Jack Miller from 11. He's with Mike.
Jack, I like what we're seeing this weekend. It looks like the Jack for 2023 on the KTM. I'm going to hazard a guess the vibration's a little less around here.
Yeah, vibration seems to be non-existent around here.
Safety car coming round.
No, it's felt good all weekend.
It's like a big American police car.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do here in the sprint. 10 laps, see where we come out at the end.
Get stuck in.
Cheers, mate.
Well, we had quite an emotional interview yesterday with Jack Miller. Wasn't expecting it to be emotional, but he feels like this could be his swan song 2024. He can't see where he's going to get another ride this year. Obviously, we're all disappointed. We all love Jack. We all want him to get to ride, but he's got a good attitude
People are
towards
starting to clear the
what
grid
could
now.
happen, and hopefully the phone will start ringing, because far too early for Jack Miller to not have a ride, isn't it? And hopefully he can do a good sprint today.
Yeah, he's looking better this weekend. He's looking on the attack. And yeah, Jack is such a character, for the championship. It's really important for the championship. He's a really nice lad, and he's also got the speed. He's shown that at times he's at times with his KTM where he's been struggling. But Jack is super competitive. He's got the fighting spirit, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. So he's a great guy to have in the championship. We really hope that he can stay. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be difficult for him to find some options there.
Yeah, we're looking at shots there of Maverick Vinales. Just to mention about Pedro Acosta, who's going from the third row today. Been struggling a little bit, but can he get together in the sprint?
Yeah, he's going to fight. I think Pedro Acosta is going to fight to be top KTM. This is his aim. In the championship, he's still top KTM. He's sixth in the championship, let's not forget, with a great start of his rookie season. And he's going to be after Brad Binder, so I think we're going to get a big battle with him and Brad.
Well, that would be good. I think the start of this sprint is going to be pretty spicy. We've got some fast boys, haven't we, at the front, and we know how quickly those Ducatis fire off the line. But really, Jorge Martin, that's the story. Can he get his championship back on track? Can Aleix Espargaro convert this pole position and the lap record that he got earlier today
Yeah, the grid's
into a
just starting to
sprint
clear.
win? One here
Yes,
last year.
Louis.
Can he do it again?
I'll join
head
your
over to
stream
the
after this,
boys'
brother.
Saturday's sprint then is go Michael Laverty, Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett.
They're just about to clear the grid now, and it's a 10-lap crazy sprint, fastest bikes in the world.
An absolute showstopper here at Silverstone. Alexis Barber won the race here last year. How will he fare here in the sprint today?
Yeah, that grid's clearing now. Should hear some engines start up in a minute. Less than 2 minutes.
Good afternoon from the UK. As the world watches athletes chasing gold in France, on this side of the channel we've got our very own high-speed pursuit for glory here at Silverstone. Home to round 10 of the MotoGP World Championships in the British Grand Prix, and it's time for MotoGP Sprint. Slightly more than 100 metres, 36.7 miles, but it's only going to take up 20 minutes of your time, and I can guarantee there'll be 20 minutes.
20 minutes to get 36 miles, including bends. Oh yeah.
Let's go alongside the gold medal for today's winner, and with 10 points separating Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin in the championship.
Here we go.
Right,
doing the warm-up lap.
Here a year ago, the second factory Ducati Enea Bastianini.
As soon as you get round this lap, that's it. 20 minutes, 36 miles, flat out.
Alongside it. Am I getting ahead of myself to think about no tyre life worries, no fuel concerns, one of the widest MotoGP tracks, a lot of riders on the pace? We should have an epic race coming up.
We should have a proper scrap here. I think you look at the 3GP24 Ducatis, Pecco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin and Enea Bastianini, they're within a tenth of a second of each other on race pace. They have been all weekend. Then you look at the Imperials, Alexis Barber, good race pace.
You see him come across the top there
around here last year.
before they come to the
Alex
bend.
Marquez,
Just watch him
not
come
scared to
across
get
the white
set there,
bit.
who lines up alongside him. Brad Binder may not have the pace, but he is a racer. So I think we're going to be treated to an absolute epic in this one.
And we mustn't forget back on row 3, Marc Marquez, who is a wrecking ball with the best of life. As in, you know, if he has a sniff, he's going to try and get involved. He's done it on so many occasions already this season. He has 5 second places in the sprints already this year in 9.
Exactly. I've learned from the man who normally sits in this chair, Neil Hodgson. He's doubted him on a couple of occasions this year. It's got completely wrong, and Mark has come through for the podium. So, yeah, struggling at this weekend, or at least he says he is, but never rule him out.
You cannot. 21 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees is the track temperature. So actually, pretty perfect. A little breeze in that section of the racetrack, which could have upset them ever so slightly, but very pleased there, really. We should I say, have a blockbuster on our hands. They round Stowe Corner. It is the longest MotoGP track at 3 miles and 2/3. This is the championship. So here we go, bated breath as we get ready for the sprint race here at the British Grand Prix. Who's going to get the gold?
Oh yeah.
Here in the sprint at Silverstone, we're about to find out. I remind you, Spargo, Bagnaia, Bastianini, your front row with Jorge Martin.
Silverstone just about to do the GP sprint race now.
10 laps of all
Here we go.
attack here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
Green, oh yeah. There's a crash at first corner.
From second row, the grid is leading. Espargaro is second. Bagnaia on the inside.
Yeah, somebody got dropped at the first corner.
Alex Marquez is sat up now by Jack Miller in there. What a crazy start to the race. It was Bezzecchi who went down, but it's Martin, after all shuffles, who leads.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pecco Bagnaia tried his best to lead into turn one by leaning in on Alex Espargaro, took himself deep and allowed Martin to carve his way through. So what a scrap it was over those first two corners, and it is the young Spaniard. He's coming to the fore.
Binder made a good start, he's fifth. Pedro Acosta made an even better start, he's sixth. Marc Marquez is seventh. It's two BR46 riders from the academy. Frankie Morbidelli taking out Marco Bezzecchi in turn one, and he's so fast in that corner. And that is going under investigation from the stewards, but it doesn't matter. It's a 0.0 for both Morbidelli and Bezzecchi as the race continues out towards the famous Magus Beckett. I just love the shape that Martin and Bastianini show. They're going left, but they're both throwing right for the second part of that sector.
The pendulum effect, the leg dangle to the right to help the machine go from left to right. So physical with all the aerodynamics on these machines, they just want to go straight. You have to force it over the top.
And that's at over 100 miles an hour. They drop in at 180, dropping down into the Magnus corner. It's Martin leading as Morbidelli is helped away from the racetrack. We hope both the Italians are okay, but it didn't look a pretty one at all. It never is.
Silverstone, brother.
Abbey corner. So Martin leading us down into Bell with Bastianini. Nosebleed territory for him this early in the race. He's second last.
It's just a big, massive buzz as they come past.
Marquez got with a hard front tyre. Temperatures are warmer than we might have expected as Pedro Acosta surfs through on the inside and from Binder will have the line. Oh, that's
Some crazy overtaking happening.
Somebody's aiming at. He wants to be the next Marc Marquez, and he's got past him on exit.
Although Acosta's lost the complete left wing on the front of the machine, he couldn't stop the back and turn it in. That's going to cost him.
The wings work so much, don't they, in downforce? That's the idea. And getting them stopped, they use them. It helps them so much to get those backs settled. And he's just going to feel unbalanced for a few corners as he gets used to it.
Unfortunately, they set the bike up according to those wings. Look at the instability there as you go through Woodcote. The bike's spinning. It doesn't have the same downforce, and it just pushed it wide.
Alex Marquez also wide through Cops. Still at the front. We've got Martin leading from Bastianini and Espargaro in second, in third place. Sorry, we are watching a battle here for 5th, 6th, 7th, and it is raging on behind Marc Marquez. Still yellow flags at sector 1 there, still struggling to get that crash cleared up. We're going to see the incident again at the start. Keep an eye on the bright yellow bike at the top of your picture. So the top one is Marco Bezzecchi. You see Morbidelli. Whoa, my goodness me! And that's going to be horrible. He had to bail.
Yeah, Frankie got it all wrong in the approach run, completely
That's
the back.
a ride-hard device.
The noise is unbelievable.
That is a ride-hard device. Sat down, he just kept pushing on into the corner.
Two laps down.
Set up around them, but they offer
Two laps
pretty much nothing for the racing. Everyone's got them. No one's getting any advantage from them. Hey, we don't know if that's the case, but we've seen it far too many times already, particularly from race starts, to think it might not have been a problem. It could well have been Frankie Morbidelli, a bit of over-exuberance in the early stages. What are we watching here?
This is the Acosta moment. So Xavier wide, comes back onto the line. Rear seat wipes out the left side of the aero body on Pedro's bike, and Mark just sticks it up the inside of both of them. There's an open door, Mark's going for it.
Well, watch Acosta. This is the bit I love here. So Acosta had to sit up there, and then Acosta gets back to the inside and drives past the pair of them.
Instinctive from Pedro Acosta. As soon as there's an open door, he's back up to the inside as well. Unfortunately for him, I think the lack of front wingage really hurts him around this fast-flowing racetrack, so he's going to struggle here over these last 8 laps.
Yeah, they are the three of the riders I would least like to be in a scrap with for the last life jacket on a sinking ship, I tell you. They are all fierce competitors.
Yeah, the majority of riders in this group, you would not want to fight for that life jacket gap, but yeah, those two, they'll go at it tooth and nail.
So it's Martin from Espargaro in second, Alexis Espargaro is third, Pecco Bagnaia in fourth place. Mark Marquez is second back in fifth, then it's Brad Binder and Pedro Acosta in sixth. But the front three covered by just 0.6 of a second, and we are already a quarter of the way through this sprint. I told you it would come thick and fast, and it already has done as we ride on board here with an Air Bastianini. I want to point out that is a second quicker than the existing race lap record.
Unreal. We've had a good weather scenario here through Friday, Saturday morning. They've got the bikes down perfectly. Track conditions are ideal. When you're in the 30-degree range of surface temperature, the ambience just nice in the 20s. The bikes are running well. The riders are loving the racetrack, and lap records have been absolutely smashed once again this year.
Track limits warning comes up for Pecco Bagnaia. A couple of people fell foul of that as well over recent rounds. Assen in particular, a lot of people having to get long lap penalties. You are allowed 2 warnings. Your third time on the green paint there on the outside of the corner, for example, you touch that green paint 3 times and you will get a long lap penalty. 2's fine, they're the warnings. But in a sprint situation, 3, and you will have to go through the loop, which is at Luffield corner, and it will add about 2 or 3 seconds to your times. Martin and Bastianini, very similar, the way they are extreme in their body language on the bike.
Yeah, but it looks like Enea's bike's turning a little better than Jorge Martin's. Through the fast corners, Woodcote especially, we saw there, just looked like Enea could turn inside Jorge Martin. So that is a passing opportunity later in the race. At the moment, I think Enea is just sitting pretty, letting Jorge do the work. Quite evenly matched in that time, evenly matched in pace throughout the weekend, so this is going to be interesting how it develops. The pace that they're setting is so fast at the front, it's stretched it out a little bit.
We got great saves.
We didn't expect that, but sometimes
also, Pecco Bagnaia never knew
takes the bike up, really accelerates, not using so much of the, he's down.
It's gone!
Dropped it.
Races, he really has not been able to do the same. Crashes in Spain, France,
the leader?
And now here at Silverstone, the championship leader has crashed out, and as we
dropped it, the leader's dropped it.
This race, we could have the new championship leader by tonight.
Wow, the pendulum has swung so many times. It has been mistakes from Martin and Pecco. Easy one to make here. First gear, drilling it in there. Not a lot of load in the front tyre yet, and it just tucks before he gets his knee on the deck. So listen to it on the onboard. No back shift, so he's riding first gear all the way through the section from village into the loop, drilling the front brake, and it just locked up.
Wow. The champion blinks again. It's happened lots and lots of times over the last 3 years. Twice he's been still able to take it towards the top of the standings. Martin's made his own mistakes, crashes out of the lead in the race in Jerez, crashed out of the lead last time at Saxonbury. But Pecco Bagnaia, when things not quite going his way this weekend, he's just a tiny bit behind Martin. It looked like he was all under control. Just at the fastest lap of the sprint race.
Here they come again.
Down he goes.
Strange. Pecco's made mistakes in the feature race. Normally the sprint, it's a bit more controlled. The air's slightly on the side of caution, but this is the lesser consequence race. So if you're going to make a mistake in the race, then this is the one to make a mistake.
been getting up to pace, hasn't he, with this bike? He's not been able to qualify.
The noise is unexplainable. It's just a constant hum as they go past.
He's been back there this weekend. He's looked on the pace, and we're going to some places that he likes, and he's sitting there in second place in this race. Alessio Spargo as well. Keep an eye on him in this one. I'm not saying any more as a championship challenger as I would for Bastianini, but here at Silverstone, this is one of those, won it here last year, that he would mark down on the calendar at the start of the year as a chance to win.
And he's opted for the harder front tyre, and it is one of those circuits that maybe the rear is more of a...
Bastianini's coming in, and he's going to shove it and it's Martin who tops it out. I runs it wide though.
I did see it earlier in the race. It looks like through Woodcote, Enea's got his bike turning a little bit better than Martin. It sets him up for the run towards Cox. Unfortunately, couldn't pull it back to the apex, and that allowed Martin back up the inside.
For new viewers, there is no love lost between these two. Ole Martin continues to over the last couple of seasons. He's been the one who's been leading the championship. Took the fight to Bagnaia last year. Bastianini's on his way out. Marquez is taking that seat next year. Martin's having to go to Aprilia. Bastianini's going to KTM. But Bastianini is in it to prove a point here. And he's taking the lead.
The fastest bikes in the world. They are unreal. 6 laps left, and the front two are battling it out.
He's been there or thereabouts. He's fourth in the championship, but you keep an eye on Bastianini in these remaining 11 races of the season, and I bet he won't be too far away. So he leads from Ole Martin, still Alessio Spargo in third. Through Lockfield they go into the world famous Woodcote corner.
Oh yeah.
This is beautiful on board. Doubles sideways, drifting, fifth gear. Unfortunately, just seeing the long-lap penalty for Fabio Di Gianantonio popping up on the right side of the screen. It's been a tough old day for him.
Interesting to see where that one will be, because you've seen the on-track limits, but not too many this weekend. Not like the ones we saw at Aston. And in a sprint race to get a track limits penalty, well, it's a tough one. But Di Gianantonio, who's running in 8th place, 5 points second down on the leaders. It looks like he'll be on a factory Ducati next year in the VR46 squad. Not been confirmed yet, but that's what Ducati have told us. Down the hanger straight for Enea Bastianini, just over 3 laps remaining in this race. Still Martin watching on from second. And Alessio Spargo there in third, lurking, and this is what he did last year in the race, if you remember, Michael.
Yeah, it's early doors yet. I think he's keeping a watching brief, seeing where Martin's strong, seeing if Enea can stretch a gap, and whether he touches on his best beat for him. Martin and tries to incident involving Morbidelli and Bezecchi to be reviewed after the race, so they will get a comment from Morbidelli. They'll look at the data and they'll try and understand if it is a right-hand device that has malfunctioned and caused a little twitch. So yeah, obviously Frankie Morbidelli did want to take out his wheel at turn 1, but they want to get a comment from riders before they make any decision.
Morbidelli has had a few talkings too, hasn't he, from the stewards on occasion, a lot of them in battles with Marc Marquez. So they are really good pals, Frankie and Bez. So the main thing we hope is that they're both okay. That's the most important thing, and hopefully the 2 Italians are, but they both had to be helped off the racetrack. It's warning has just come up for Ole Martin here as the gap stretches to nearly half a second. His goose could be cooked.
Yeah, I think it's the exit of Stowe Corner seems to be catching A lot of the riders out, the green tape sort of jinks in a little bit, the curve curves back in, and it makes you really fight to keep the bike on the tarmac, or at least on the fixed races of the curve. That was a mistake there on direction change from Maverick Vinales into Beckett's, but didn't cost him too much time.
It can get unsighted, can't you, through Stowe as well there. It's quite blind, very, very late apex, and then it drops down the hill. Here we are. Mark Marquez going into it now with Binder behind. There's Acosta and Alex Marquez looking racing behind Acosta. Then it's a gap to Vinales, Miller, Gian Antonio. With Oliveira there in 11th, and Fabio Quartararo also on a track to
just watch before you get to maximum angle.
That guy binned it into the gravel and managed to get it back out. Yeah, the speed's unreal. These are the big bikes.
The two world champions.
That's Pecco's fifth race this year, so yeah, not what you want to do when you're fighting for a title that brings the championship right back on.
These are the best bikes in the world.
Exactly how
the most expensive technology, all the latest equipment on them.
I love the Tour de Pro, the back and forth between two legends of the sport.
Yeah, at the halfway
Capture
point
the helicopter.
after the British Grand Prix. We've had our summer break already, but this is round 10 of 20.
There it is. Little helicopter flying around the
So once we're done
track,
here,
following the bikes.
yeah, 10 rounds to go, and they will come thick and fast. It's something like 10 races in 13, 14 weeks. Incredible run of races
Here
to
they come
come.
again.
And it is part endurance, this championship, travelling all to every corner of the globe.
Yeah, that's the
Bit of a gap at the front now.
On the championship league at this Unfortunately, that is a comment from the Aprilia riders. Top end just lacks to get them alongside the Ducati to make an overtake. The slow speed corners, Ducati punches at them so well. So yeah,
The guy that was in the gravel a minute ago.
it's difficult for them to back on the Philippine scenario, but it's a great package for this. It's one of those with strengths in completely different areas to the Ducati.
Half a lap remaining, still Bastianini leads nearly a second, the gap between himself and
Half a lap
Martin.
left.
And then Aleix Spargo, this is where he made the
Bastianini
attack
looks
on
like he's
Bagnaia
going to win
last year.
it.
He's not close enough to do it on his good talent. They spent summer together in Ibiza. And clearly they remain friends throughout that, because there's no attack from Espargaro, and it's going to help Jorge Martin to 9 points in this race, and he'll be a solitary point behind Bagnaia. Oh, Jack Miller's just taken Maverick Vinales. That's for 7th place. Good to see from Jack. That's been the 4th for Costa 5th and Miller 7th for KTM stroke Gas.
More promising for the Austrian mark. They have been struggling a little bit off late. Pedro Acosta leading the charge, but we
First, second and third in the sprint race.
Before over these last 10 races.
No doubt about the a sprint we've had here at Silverstone.
There it was, guys and girls. That was the sprint race. Absolutely amazing. Right, I'm going to love and leave you all. I'll try and go live later. Get Zena out for a bit. Thanks all for coming. Thanks for the likes. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.